So the app that I chose for App of the Week, it's called Photomath. If you have an iPhone or an iOS device, you can just get it from the App Store, and it's also available on Google Play for all of those who have an Android. So what you can do, go to the App Store, type in Photomath, and click on the first option. It should have that red logo, and the creator should be Photomath Inc. This is also a free app, which is nice, and it also has a very high rating of 4.9. So once you download that app, you're going to want to open it up. And if you need to, right off the bat, change the language or anything, there's an option to do so. There are many choices. So in my case, I'm just going to stick with English. What this app does is it helps solve your math problems, and it not only does that, but it explains step by step how exactly they got the answer. So let's just take any random problem, and let's just say 1 plus 1 to show how well it works. You click on solution, which is the top bar, and you get the answer 2. So how exactly did they get that? You're going to want to click on the drop down arrow, and it shows what they did. So they just add the numbers. That's such a simple equation that there's not much to explain. So let's go back and let's type maybe a more complex one that has a little more explaining. So let's do 2x plus 4 equals 16. Okay, so it shows the answer right there, x equals 6, and then it brings you back here, your initial equation, and you can click on that and it'll explain to you. So it says move the constant to the right side and change its sign. Okay, so once you understood that, you can go down, go to the next step, and so on. Now you have your final answer, which is x equals 6. It also has a graph and all these other details if you're needing that for whatever you're working on at the time. So that is very helpful, and it's also very reliable as well, since it gave us a correct answer. However, maybe you have your textbook or you have so many problems that you don't want to have to type everything out. There's a much more simple solution, which is the main point of this app. If you slide to the right, you'll have the camera option. So let's say we take that same equation, 2x plus 4 equals 16. The camera is able to identify it, and you can click on the answer right there, and it'll bring you back to the equation and all the solutions to it, which is very helpful. So with this app, you're able to basically do all your homework that you need. And if you don't know how to do it, or there's a particular problem that you're maybe struggling with, you're able to just pull out the camera and it'll do all the work for you. Of course, at the same time, you want to understand how to do it, so you're just going to, go through the steps so you know how to do the following problems. But let's say you have that math teacher who gave you all the even numbers in the book, and you have no answers for it because they're usually the odd ones in the back. So you bring out your camera, go to an even number. Let's do number 34, and then you let the camera get to it. So there you go. It has it all, and then you have everything you need right there. It has the answers, the steps, and how they got it. So the answer here is negative 9d cubed minus 13. So if I go back to the book, I can show that that's actually the correct answer. So number 34 is negative 9d cubed minus 13. So it shows how reliable the app is. So let's say there was a mistake in the equation that we wrote. Let's say the camera picked up the wrong number or sign or something. We can actually go back and edit it. We can delete that. Maybe it was supposed to be a plus sign. And then you go back to the graph or the answer, whatever it was, and it shows you the new correct answer. So that's very helpful. So, a lot of people, especially when we're doing math, we tend to have sloppy handwriting, and maybe the camera got confused and then wasn't able to pick up the proper equation. We're able to edit and do all of that. What I like about this app is it's very helpful when you don't have a resource or a teacher or anybody that can, explain everything in detail for you. So, like the previous ones, it showed the steps and how to find it and everything. And I would recommend this for students. I think when creating this app, that's who the target was, is for students who, needed help with all this kind of stuff. I would recommend it for the, future instructors here in this class who maybe would use it with students. A lot of the times, maybe they go home and they're struggling with their math, and the problems you gave them, there's no answers to it, so they don't know if they're doing it right. This app would actually help them out with that. Of course, at the same time, you'd probably expect them to cheat and just get all the answers, which is normal, but as long as they're understanding how to use it. That's the most important part. So that's one thing I really like about this app is it helps people of all ages. And as far as the highest math it can go to, I'm not sure. I haven't tried calculus or anything on that. So, you know, I can't really tell you what the limit is, but there's a lot of options for it and it's very helpful.